Okay. Um, okay. Well, first of all, I wanted to ask you guys about um, allowing customers to view their inventories. Um, is that like a capability? If I know I'd mentioned
Yeah.
it before, but if we make
Well, uh, so if you go to orders
okay,
and then click on suppliers.
okay,
So Acme and Evan are suppliers in the system. So we can filter inventory by supplier. Okay, so I made them a supplier in the system. So when you set up the account, the one thing I'd need to do is if you go back to your home screen,
and to the home
just
screen.
see down on the bottom, you have that home link next to
Okay.
Dominic and all warehouses. I'll take you right back to this is a landing page that I made for you guys. Basically just shows roll inventory. So I need to add a supplier filter to it. And once I do that, then we can set up accounts, login accounts for them and tie them into a supplier ID. That way, when they log in, they'll only see, like if Evan logs in, they'll only see Evan inventory.
Okay. All right. Good.
You know, we could do it in their own warehouses, but you know, it's like then you end up jumping from warehouse to warehouse to warehouse to do anything, to create orders or do anything like that. So I thought it might be easier just to create them in the system as suppliers, and then we can give them inventory views, and you can still just work in the one warehouse. And their data is still segregated because I think I set up locations in the warehouse as well based upon the name. So let's go to inventory. Yeah. Locations. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I did. So there's an Acme location and an Evan location.
Okay.
So if you use that import utility that I put together for you, their inventory automatically, you know, will go into those locations when you bring it in.
Okay.
I have
Now
a,
for setting.
I have a
Yeah. What was,
question.
huh?
Is that enough locations? Do you really need to know where all these roles are? Do you need like Evan dash A3, Evan dash A4? You know, how much hunting and pecking do you do? If you end up with a lot of roles and you need to find a specific role,
Right.
it could be really hard.
Yeah. That's something I guess I would have to speak with the warehouse manager about. But they do have, like, they put the customers' inventories in, kind of set areas, and then I think they separate it by, you know, ones of like size. So they wouldn't need to know. There's not like aisle numbers.
Okay. Well, maybe this will work then as groups, but there's a chance. Just think about it, Ben. You know, I don't know how many roles they have, but if you had to find a specific role, you might want to
Oh, no,
know.
yeah, I understand, but I mean, you know, we started with a blank database, so I had to put them somewhere. So I just
Yeah,
created
true,
this one.
true.
Yeah, but we could add more locations as we go
You
on.
can add as many as you want and just move the roles into them.
Or maybe, yeah, I was going to say use the notes field or the remark field, but I mean, really, because right now Benson's really turned location into a supplier filter, unless I'm misunderstanding something.
Location's a location, but they are filtered by suppliers too. So I figured they're going to set up, they want their customers to log in and view their inventory. There's two ways to do it. You either put them in a separate warehouse or you create them as a supplier in the system and then they can filter on that.
Well, let me ask you this, Ben. Could you do it up the prefix? So if they created Evan-A1, Evan-A2, could you still filter on the prefix or contains?
Filter what? The inventory?
Yeah, because you said you were going to filter by the location, didn't you?
No, I said I created a supplier account for them. So, you know, it works the way iPull is designed to work. You set up a user account, and then you tie them into that supplier, and all the inventory that they have in the system will be viewable on that roll screen.
Oh. So you're not really using the location other than as a
I had to
location.
put them somewhere, so I created a location called Evan and a location called Acme.
Okay, never mind. Forget what I just said, or never mind.
Okay. Okay, and then to make all right, so if someone says they want certain roles, I guess we would go to orders, and what would we do then?
Well, if you want to ship rolls out to them, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we have it? Okay. Do we have a Evan customer as well? I don't think we set anything like that up. So if you can give me.
So we'd have to put in the customers first?
Yeah. Who you're shipping to.
Okay.
So I'll show you. So if you give me keyboard and mouse control, I can drive.
Yeah, how do I do that?
I just sent a request to you for it, I think.
I didn't see anything pop up.
Well, I'll just make myself the presenter and we'll bring it up on my screen.
Okay.
Okay. So, see my screen now?
No.
Screen. Can you see it now? No one sees your screen. I must have stopped it. Oh, I see. Hang on. Now you should see it. Okay, so orders, when you create a shipping order, looks like you have a couple in here. Okay, so you're going to be shipping product out of your warehouse, right? And you're going to be shipping it to somebody. Okay, so right now we have Champion as a customer. So with this order, what you'd be doing is picking stock and sending it to Champion.
Okay, so
Okay.
but this is where the difference of being like a third-party warehouse kind of comes in, is that we don't have like set customers that we send to. It's like our customers are telling us that they're sending out to, you know, people, like random people that we haven't heard of yet.
Okay.
Because to us, it doesn't matter who they go to. We definitely need that to keep track of it, but it's not like we're going to have a master list of like every single person they're sending to.
Well, you could set it up to be the contact person who requested the order to be shipped. You know, your broker or whoever it is that is actually coordinating the order shipment.
Okay, but there's no like options for, say, a quick add in the ship to, because it is constantly changing.
You click right here, okay, and you can add.
Okay.
So you can get to it from the ship to, but you're going to need a customer contact in order to use a shipping order.
Okay.
So you can have as many as you want or as few as you want. So if you're dealing with brokers, maybe you set them up as, the broker account. I don't know. You tell me. I mean, this is your business.
Yeah, I mean, when we make up our bill of ladings, we put who it's going to, like the final destination.
Right. That's who you want. That's who you want on that order.
Right.
Because that'll flow through to all the paperwork.
Okay. I'm just saying, like,
okay.
Well, we might just have our customers might just give us the name of the company that it's going to and like the address, and sometimes not even the address. So.
You don't need all of that, but you need at least a short ID to identify the customer and a name.
Okay.
If you have all the information, that's better because it'll fill out on the packing slip. But you don't need it all. Okay?
Okay.
But let's go back to your orders here. So if I were to working with a shipping order and you were shipping to Champion, this guy, what you do is you go into the line item screen to pick stock. okay? And you can
Okay.
go here, and these are your roles. Now, if you need, it looks like we don't have a serial number here. I can add a serial number to it. So you can
Yeah, that's
actually see the roll number it came in on.
yeah, that's how we would need to do it. So we would need the serial numbers.
Okay, we'll add roll number to the system lookup on shipping orders. Hang on a second, I gotta make notes here. Add roll ID to shipping lookup.
I also noticed that it doesn't list the customer or the supplier.
Yeah, we can put that on there too.
Okay.
And then basically you would just, you would pick it, and it's going to be 1 probably because the rolls are 1. And then again, if you click here on the serial number, this is the bug, the dreaded bug. I think Zach might have fixed that. So let me go here. Yeah, we have serial numbers here. Okay, so this actually shows you the location, which is basically the supplier. But we'll actually add the supplier in case you do go to, a more common naming method for your locations. So you'll see the supplier, location, and the serial number. And this basically tells people where to go find it in the warehouse. So if I choose this guy and save it, okay, so we've picked 1 roll, and we're going to pull it from the Evan location, and this is a serialized roll we're pulling. So to finish this, you would just issue the stock out. You click this button. Oh, we got something pending here. Let me delete that. Shipping orders. When you're ready to ship, when you're ready to actually consume the stock or the roll, you just click issue, and that takes you into the issue grid. And then you just finish it. And what that will do is it'll actually issue the stock out of the system. Whether it's physically left the building or not is up to you. But this is actually going to remove it from the from inventory. It's going to ship it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it's those 3 dots that is going to bring me to being able to find stuff.
Yeah, the 3 dots. Anywhere you see those, it's a lookup in the system. So if I go back to the orders, it looks like there's a bug in the group by clause on this one. Zach's aware of it. You may have fixed it. You may need it. No, yeah, you're an old version. I need to probably update you because you're a few releases behind. But yeah, by clicking that button there, it uses the item ID to filter the stock. So it shows you everything for this roll ID that's in inventory, as well as the roll IDs and where it's located in the warehouse. Then you just pick, and save, and you're ready to go. And then when when this order is complete or ready to ship, you just click on the issue button, which takes you into this screen where you actually finish it. In other words, you're consuming the stock. Okay. Now I want to show you something. This happens frequently, and when it happens to you, and I guarantee it will, this is what you do. So these grids are designed to save this information so you can go to lunch or you can do something else and come back and finish it at a later time. So if you forget and you go to issue another item out of the system, you're going to see this guy right here, okay? Now, all this means is that you've started a transaction, you never finished it. So you can go to the issue stock page by clicking on that link, and you can either finish the previous issue before you start the second one, or you can just delete it out of here and go on with the one you were working on.
Okay.
Okay? But that gets everybody. Everybody calls about that one, so I figured I'd show it to you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay?
All right. And then we can make up a bill of lading from here too?
Yeah, there's a bill of lading in there already, I believe. You may need us to change it. And we do, we often customize bill of ladings right here. Oh, that didn't have any lines with it. Let me choose number 1. This is our standard bill of lading.
Okay.
Okay. So if you need that to be changed, you need to mark something up for us and we can change it. It's a customization, but I mean, we do that all the time. Everybody has their own documents that they want to use.
Yeah, I mean this one looks fine. It would just be freight charges don't really. I'm not sure if we would need that part. But
Now, there are other documents in the system, of course, for shipping orders. There's packing slips. If I go into orders, shipping orders, I think this brings up the packing list. Okay, shows you what's on the order, what was ordered, what was shipped against it. Orders, shipping orders. We have the invoice. It says the pricing information on it. And then we have the pick list, which actually, you can hand off to a warehouse worker and I'll tell them where to go find the stock.
okay.
Okay?
All right. So under the pick list, that's under. Is that under?
They're all. It's all accessible from the order screen.
Orders.
Okay, so if you go into orders, shipping orders, this is what you're going to see. These are also filtered. So, right now it defaults to current, which is basically open orders.
Mm-hmm.
But as you process these orders, you're going to have completed orders, which you don't have any at this point in time, canceled orders, things of that nature. And all will give you a view of everything, anything that ever had an order created against it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and so I definitely have to decide if we're going to do it, creating separate warehouses or just going by supplier. But so what was the downfall, or the downside of doing separate warehouses? You said we'd have to be like switching.
There really isn't. The only thing is you change between warehouses, okay? So, if you're going to ship, like you put Evan in one warehouse and Acme in another, you can do that, and that'll segregate their inventory, okay? But when you create orders, you're going to have to choose the warehouse you want to ship it from. And that's really the only difference. So when you go in and you look at roll inventory, right now it's all in the Marano warehouse. So if you had an Evan warehouse and an Acme warehouse, this would change the view here. It would change what you see. You wouldn't see everything. You'd only see what's in that selected warehouse you're working in.
Okay.
It's just getting used to it. I mean, we have people in the system, we have some customers that have hundreds of warehouses. I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you, but they do. They have hundreds of warehouses and they manage stock that way. So it's really your call, however you want to set it up. We can set it up.
Okay, because I'm thinking that sounds the sort of safest on our end.
Okay. Now what I can do is, what we imported here has been in here for weeks. So, it's not up to date, is it?
No, that's not up to date. That's just a portion.
Yeah.
If we do put like the full inventory up there. Okay, so what happens if you import something and the serial number is already in the system? So for instance, like we gave a portion of the Acme inventory that you guys uploaded. Now, if I were to, I wouldn't be able to upload the full Acme inventory, right? Because there would be duplicates. I would have to remove.
Yeah, I think we set it up. Hang on, let me go into the item master. The reason I gave you this view is because the item master actually is a kind of a roll-up view. You'll notice that it shows you what's in stock, but it doesn't show you the serial numbers.
Mm-hmm.
In order to get to that level of detail, you have to click on one of these links, and then it will take you in, and you can see what's on stock and what the roll ID is. Okay, so if we go back here, assemblies and serializing, the serial numbers are unique per item ID. So yeah, if you tried to import again with an existing serial number, it wouldn't go. It would be flagged as an error.
Okay.
That's all. So if it's already in the system, it should error out, but it should accept everything else. So let's say you had 5 roles you're importing, one of them was a duplicate role, 4 would import, 1 would show up as an error.
All right.
It's already in the system.
Okay, and then how do I show if something has gone out, if it's been issued? Where do you see?
Everything is audited, okay? So nothing's been issued out of the system, so you're gonna have to take my word for it. Everything's in an audit trail, okay? So basically when you ship, a record is made of that transaction and it's stored in more than one table. So there are a number of reports that you can use. And if you go into reports and then you go into issuing stock, you have audit trail, you have negative adjustment by serial and lot. So, you know, basically it'll show you the roll IDs, it'll show you the locations that were issued out of and the warehouses that were issued out of, and the order it went out on. Okay, so maybe if I go, let me show you what I mean. If I go here, I pull something with some activity in it. Okay, and if I go into reports, issuing stock, go into audit trail, this is everything that was issued out of the system. Okay?
Okay.
And then you have all sorts of different reports. We have negative adjustment. This is actually better because it shows you who it's issued to, the item IDs, descriptions, the warehouses they came out of, and the order number it went out on.
Okay.
And again, you know, these reports are easy to create. You know, basically they're just SQL queries stored in the database. So if, you know, you want a column that we're not showing, or you want to hide a column or rename a column from, you know, serial to role ID, we can do that simply by going in here and making edits.
Okay.
All right.
So then how do I set up a warehouse?
The easiest way is with that utility I created for you. So if we go here and go to the import-export utility, role import. So I created this role import template.
Okay.
That doesn't look like the role import template.
Oh, wait, it's not showing the whole.
Yeah, it's not showing everything. Let me see, hang on a second, because what I did was I took and I stored, may have forgotten just to upload that. If I go into documents or downloads, clients, Marano, yeah, Evan demo. I think this is the one you may have sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one you sent me, okay? So what I did was I took this formula basically and used that to create the item ID. So there'd be a unique item ID, associated with this serial number. So these are all similar, so they'd all have the same item ID. So if I look at this, this is what I came up with. This is actually what you should see. And I'll change that. So yeah, this is the upload. So this is, again, supplier, the lot number, PO, receiving date. These are the fields from the sheet, but this has to be hard coded. It can't be a formula.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to convert those role IDs prior to uploading them.
Okay. Should be fine.
So I mean, you work in Excel a lot. You're comfortable with Excel?
Yeah.
Yeah. All I did was took that formula and then cut and pasted it as values into a column next to it, and then got rid of the formulas. So it went in as a a text field.
Okay.
Okay. And this roll count, you'll notice, specifies whether or not you have those double serial numbers.
Right. All right.
So let me see now the Acme upload. Wait. Wait, pieces, wait. Wasn't that one that was? Yeah, they didn't have diameter. They had weight. And the Evan one had diameter, but didn't have weight, or had weight differently.
Oh, they should have had weight.
It has basis weight, but
Oh, no, it should have listed a weight too, because we definitely need to keep track of the weight for Evanston. But
yeah, but it didn't. I don't think it had. Hang on a second. Let's bring up the originals again. That's not it. Oh, I just had it. I just must have deleted it. Let's see. Acme demo. Basis weight.
Acme didn't have diameter.
Yeah. That was Acme, and then we had Evan, which had diameter.
Yeah, it's just not labeled. It says.
Yeah, they have to be. It has to be, the same. So I think what I ended up doing. Yeah, basically, this is the format we'll use because this includes. I guess we could just. Is basis weight and weight the same thing for these two?
No.
Okay, so, Acme had weight, but they didn't have diameter. Evan had basis weight and diameter, but they didn't have this column. So
Yeah,
I just added this as an extra column.
Weight, and it didn't show up, but yeah, basis weight is like how thick the paper is, and weight
right.
is how heavy the roll is. But
so basically, this will be the template you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
And this field will actually, I'll have to modify if you want to go to, I need to know if you want to go to warehouses because I have to change the uploads. So if you want to go to separate warehouses for your suppliers, then I need to know so I can change the upload. So when this guy comes in, it creates a warehouse on the fly.
Okay. Yeah, so that's something I'm gonna have to just that I would like to have separate warehouses, but I got to verify with Dominic first before I.
That's fine. I just need to know before you try to upload it because if you go that route, I have to change things.
Okay.
Okay.
It wouldn't upload.
But that's the only thing I have to do. I have to make a. Huh?
It wouldn't upload into its own separate warehouse.
Not right now. It's going to upload into Marano warehouse.
Okay.
So, that's the way you're set up. Right now you're set up with one warehouse, and then, these guys are set up as suppliers. If you want to go to separate warehouses for your suppliers, we can do it easy enough. I just need to change the upload so it knows. Otherwise, this would go automatically, the next upload would go into the Marano warehouse. It wouldn't be in its own virtual space.
All right. Is that like change any of the pricing if we do extra warehouses?
No, it doesn't change the pricing.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. No, you can have as many as you want. What changes with the pricing is, customizations, whatever customizations you need.
Okay.
We bill for that. So like if you come to me and say, I need a different bill of lading, it has to look like this, then I'll come back and say, well, that's going to take me 6 hours. And,
Right. Okay.
But this is a simple change. I just need to know before you try to upload it. And when you're ready to upload one, send me the spreadsheet so I can view it first. And also keep in mind, Alaire, you have a test system. Okay, so as changes are requested, you can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
We have a test system, so you can always try over here before you, impact your live site. So we have you staged up here on our test system. And basically, right now it's a mirror image of your live site. But if you requested changes that required me to go in and change scripts and code and stuff like that, normally the way we do it is we'll change it, we'll move it to the dev site. You can work with it, test it, make sure it works to your satisfaction, and then with your go-ahead, then we move it to the live site. But this is always a good area to stage or test, especially uploads, because these uploads, they're very powerful. I mean, you're creating inventory in the warehouse, and there's really no way to back it out. Once you've done it, you've done it, So, we've had people, we had a guy the other day, we do have the ability to purge warehouses. So say you're starting with a fresh, say you got Champion paper in and you wanted to create the Champion warehouse, and we have this purge utility right here. Now, this actually deletes all the inventory as well as the warehouse in the system. So if you made a mistake, you were trying to initialize a warehouse with stock roles and it didn't go in correctly, you can always roll it back.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just trying to think. I guess we're going to start this system and really focus on the roles. Is there possibilities for down the line, like adding customers who don't do roles, but would do something where you just keep track of their pallet size?
Yeah, that's why I did it. That's why I separated the utilities out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if you go to the import-export utility, we also have an inventory import template.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit different. This is actually more of our standard inventory import. So how can I specify the warehouse, the item ID, again, description, whether or not they use serial numbers, all of that. The role import utility that I put together for you was based upon the spreadsheet you sent.
Okay. Okay.
But I didn't want to take away our stock import because I figured somewhere down the road you might just want to track, pallets and boxes and stuff like that. So you can use this to import as well.
Oh, good. Okay. And that's going to show up on the item master list? That
will show up on the item master list, yeah.
All right. All right. I think that's good. Probably going to try to Oh, well, I can't import anything until we figure out if we're going to do warehouse versus supplier, right? So,
Right.
all right. Well, I'll get everything ready then, and I think Dominic's coming back in a few days, so that'll be
Okay.
the first question for him, and then we'll get this up and running.
Okay.
All right. All right, but yeah, it looks good.
What I can do in the meantime is we can take the test system and we can take Evan and we can take Acme and just create warehouses out of them and put the stock in there. That way you can see what it would look like.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that would be great.
And I'll make those changes to the roll ID and the shipping lookup to show roll ID. And if you go with your own warehouse, all we really need to do is show the roll ID in there. We don't have to show the supplier because the warehouse will be the supplier stock.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all my questions for now.
Okay.
All right. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I'll give you a call when Dominic gets back and we discuss some of the other stuff.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Bye now.